Omanfo kyerɛ sɛ abatoɔ a yɛba abatoɔ yi Kennedy Akompre kɔ Agyapong ɛne Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. Now Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia it seems sɛ wɔmane efiri ne campaign na wɔyɛ no ho. Na omanfo kyerɛ sɛ sisi a wadane talkative sɛ yɛwɔ classroom a nkɛbɛka sɛ wɔpɛ kasa pa kasa a wɔka nyinaa yɛ kasa a ɛyɛ nɔmfa ɛmfa kwan mu ne adeade. Wei ne nsɛm amanfo ɛkyerɛ na wɔn kyerɛ sɛ yɛwura Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia sɛ wɔ biribi a wɔn kan fa ne nnwuma a ɔba a ɔbɛyɛ na kasa no ya doso Kennedy Akompre ko Japan wo ambition anu nti no wo focus wo ne vision na ne mission a wo pese wo accomplish na so Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia and the baby obedu bia no wo kire nsemu yesi ye nto wo so aba 2026 kwa mo be flag bearer enso wo kasa efa mampani akonwa ho ene ade na busua jebre aha solid tv yenti bi bra
Dr. Bawumia no kwasam ne se kasa na doso kasa no adoso minimum ni enti a bia na mampanyi dibra no sabe mpredi asampanyufo mu animu a foforo wo saa ade yi 31 January 2026 primary sekese da mu animu a delegacy fo ko gina so de ato abama mo no kwasam a wo mu ne se ma wo focus wo energy channel ni nyina fa kɔ hɔ na awurade adom na 31 January 2026 delegacy fo hu mɔbɔ na awurade adom na wutumi nya franketu di dibra no a na wasa wujumedi ase ewo campaign a wo pe mampanyi adi wo breko a wo nyanya frankatuni mini mo ben Dr. Bawumia o maka manu atum aye wona adwene se wo muntu papa ne fo se baby obeko bia no ne wura ye firi ne ho se wo nyanya flag bearer as to say mo beto ma na no mo nto ma no 31 January 2026 ene be kire but ye papa yi meka ne se wo pre ne ho dodo e wo so wo to ne bo ase share on this particular issue. I am a Bosomchi MP, former education minister, Dr. Oseye Duchum Abamontre so trese. So no so a contender. Now some more can say Dr. Bawumia, wo pacha wa paucha ufa. E pacha on behalf of the Amanyokuo. Wakasa pacha ufa. And do be say say so nko mu nyina beti ase se MPP fo wo mo niam mo ye no entwe yie eti o mu nyina de nkabom na ye adwuma I don't think say bedu some purpose way na doctor say do to me ka say wo pesa wo pacha on economic mess no go straight to the point and stop beating about the bush which means say eno kra no error wo ho e questionable question mark wo ho Dr. Bawumia doctor say do to pesa o kira o say now so ye economic messiah wo ba ya bebu nkonta to so tire Ghana for sa wo beboa na sika sama tutu yetumi agina ne na so brane no ye ni ba bia inflation kodu ye GDP kodu ye MPP fo free aban mu ye ni mweka mudigya ekire which means say wetumi afa kwata anyankwai enti na me too for say akobuo ni ani diemu na ahobrase mu let your focus be on the primary na edam anim no because so referee won na ye wa je say ato abama so ye frankatuni na wo sha ase hyebo ekopacha wa emfa hunkosi babia kai mu so wo contenders ora Kennedy Agyapong wo ho Dr. Brian Champo wo ho ora Kwabere Agyapong wo ho ora Oseye Duchum wo ho wankasa mu wo ho enti no kasa bebrebe no I don't think say no na be solve near esie mistakes MPP for mo ye na bi baji atum na bi nyintum na MPP fo no mu bia kasa ni mu say leadership crisis wo ho but o mabuo mani aguso knowing very well say niam bi wo ho e wo se wo mutumi puti no in place na ebu MPP amanyoko no obi ayi nani e na obi asori anu oto ayampia at the end of the day MPP 4 person wo mobile power na kan say ADC fo ahya ase o mu yeseyi wo mutumi tutu o mu niam yie na Ghana fo je o mutumu a MPP fo da ban na mo be ba ban mu enti e wo say I'm
surprised because I know the relationship between Mr. Pombio and Kennedy Agyapong. Is where I understand on you being a American girlfriend in Poa.
Dr. Mr. Papa.
Mr. Pombio.
Yeah. And so they breach and I interview for. Now I was some
I'll do that, but I'm saying that the Kennedy Agyapong team are aware there. Kennedy Agyapong ne bad partner, ne business bad partner is in another person's camp. Why is he not in Kennedy Agyapong's camp? I know your preference, Keke.
No, why? You know, I know choice. Why no they bisa? Oh yeah, compute for charter. I remember headline.
But is that not an indictment on Kennedy Agyapong there?
Dr. Kasi, us a party crew near Mba Moba. You go to my boom, if you are, go to my bay, to my pochata, sir. Pochata, sir. So why no on our Chairman Opombio, pochata, sir. And then we did the Onionians who Casa, BBI fine. Pochata, sir.
And you see, them company, no. Ken on Mr. Opombio and the company. And I know it's one of the many companies that the two of them have. But I know Supercare. Is the company still there? Are they still working in the company?
Pochomer Banua legally, man, one can back our company as some. Pochata, sir. Into my pebble, no, what make it court. Oh, why they have them? Pochoma. But my brother cast, some more came. Us then, Abia, Ian 5, Yarkoni, and will be able to. We beat NDC in Baba. Honestly, Minji, you know, another cast nobody, Doctor Boy, not there. But time you do, it calls for a certain leadership. And that's leadership. Time they are seizing their or Bible man. Okay. It is not Obia qualified, but Obia when the time of peak.
Okay.
That's Obia when the time of peak. When the border doctor be fantastic. So Qatar. But at that time, no, no, another time ended an nature. And it's not, it doesn't mean that he's not qualified. I mean, Kennedy Nassam number became. I've spoken about the character votes, being a philanthropist, Elma Michena, and the Yarko, as I came. Said Julius, Deborah, no, you know, say, I said, we can what's in the bowl. I mean, that Kennedy get a national feeling. The same vein, education, science, Dr. Duchum school. There could be a situation or why ye or Ghana as in Nina at us. But going out there, as one and Obotum cross over. So that my McCain and this is a day. Obotum no I then or to Presidential Nama Kennedy. No mum or ye parliamentary about 2 my Nipo no constituent. That is why I'm saying that it calls for a personality. But people are not happy with political parties now because. Yeah, you do not yet one right remember MPP NDC TPP is on with you about later, but now it's personality come out to actually do for something I call a political revolution. That's calibrate political system. You to wait faith for you. Okay, that person Kennedy. Because oh the baby about the baby about not what's the Tamale teaching hospital. No here plants. No I care on Anamobwa. Confanochi about also oncology department today. No, I can't say mobile 37 about $3 million, $6 million hearty or Simon. So he's done it all over. Mopachatas, me panto parliament or parliamentary until once upon 24 years. No, Ghana had it near one Yanmo from a Duoko Pewo Asia Anamoba.
I'm the Libya another.
No. Okay, phone, and you see, then our sympathy, but honest and a compassionate one. Oba, as aggression, say, attack could be not about the buffon of the Babo. And see, a woman on Tassido obese sobi. No sooner saying, and says, I'm them, Nipano, saying, you know, coin this in MPPR, which is then this Panagas with Madame your crab, not said, your crop or your acquittal. On a more opponent is for Napo Woban, which he and him. When you bon commander out there, and uncle brother, I was a Chomuko, you knew problem. I saw a catch on the more for one son compia because Otum Rebbe. So at this point in time, it's the person who can actually negotiate well and then ensure that the party MPP, but you're cleaning up, ye. My youth also theology when you're GC, okay.
I wanted to ask you about them, Ebufune Deno, because that's also one of the things that they say about him. But
a positive aggression.
Oh, but I don't go for the brand then now come on yet.
I don't papa be one also Kennedy no made that to Abama na kuma no. No so anya na kuma so anti we mbodu bebe we do because some no can at the time no. Okay. Yes we did because one some no baka but the time no baka on your no call no e ka che obi onya ne de. Until late aba na we pandam not. Okay them the Vilante Yawaye, Yerko, Ablekume. So I can them Delta Force moon good, but and this one war happen, no, wasn't where I maintain. But when he said that in 27, Dobia said they also that be yanka the woman on it. But we're boys so when you party, when you power. So let's maintain.
Okay.
But
Akotia has vindicated Ken.
na blokuma. Atasa. One question she said, "Bo jira ho to bon there yes you nipa." But 2017 oh okasa dodo. The last some no ka wo ha on end. Why then I'm so work for prophecy it doesn't make sense. And God manifests himself outside the village Yankopon.
Okay. Well, na to kuma me busa say, why don't na mo NDC mo ye interested in say Ken and Emra and na we na Emra. I don't know mo business.
I connect.
If yeah, Mama Fasa, opinion.
So I said Uncle Charles got connected so many be na achemo no achemo.
Oh, Dabi, if you answer, Mamma Yabutrena, you were asking you, Mamma Chia, Dr. Dimfi, Dr. Michao. And I said you, and Painfobu, a baby said, and I might be a new takra, Mamum takra, bonem dear, Frenyam Catrapa. With a sender can hear us, and get this before they will send me before Nanya, but see them in all kind. You per se, Yenya responsible opposition. Say, be ya chair on to me at me. Now, then by because me 2 MPP 4 and the advice I made to the Momo Pani say, about this time, go on suspending all this fragile reason. Now go on go from Uncle Yejuma. Advice I made to the mom because as at now, if you are yes, as me catch or say, open political party and Yakono or Africa, Titlu Ghana MPP. Then a man.
Yes, that's not extreme exaggeration.
Oh, there's sanity.
Africa.
Yes, sanity. And Akona MPP count. Mamma Church Munchro. She said, and this year, the baby, yes, a strong opposition. Now, among these 5 individuals, or more second. If you ask what they are, you see, an almost back one. The 10 saints of Honorable Ken Agyapong. Offer Dr. Bawumia, your 10 cents of Dr. Bawumia. So offer Dr. Dutuma on Papa no Ben Wasem now, the rep Wahan, or 1 year and Wasem 10 at Tom and this is what Tom and Ghana for. Mamma Mobo to be away.
No, Monday may read here across our list.
No, the Mamma Mobo to be Sabia for the benefit of the TFO. Dr. 10 cents of Dr. Bawumia, it said, almost say it is alleged, almost on kind of correct. I'm saying, no, Gogola, on a atrom na class. And
there are more NDC for Namu planting. It is one Namu planting here, and the Mefanya issue. One I'm planting.
Make it as a match.
One Namu planting where any issue. At the said 2016, NDC for so MPP for the planting doom so as a word. Uncle Good one Namu planting. It is American in say, and then one or more Sekai at Trauma Ghana for. And you know. Never 5 Ayabo Mudino, Umunya fantastic people. No two ways about that. But the better you understand and go bottom down approach. And about this time, go chassis and quasi and patcho and get grassroots. May as a year came in Honorable Ken Agyapong or your favorite. Honorable Dutum or your favorite because me teacher ni why education minister. You Bawumia or your favorite. Bana Champon or your favorite. Banakwe say, this is not the time for Sebio contest. This is a time I sang on to me a ginaso and as I'm a common wabum, a CC party, no my party nabaya kono, party abaye akonoma youth. Osha se oka zimi say, Sebi, me me catch us on authority. Say, Omofa, I will be no pe Dr. Bawumia, Ken Agyapong, you are Dutuma. Any day because as at now we are talking about policies. Say on paper MPP attractive like but say what you say baby Ghana Ghana signed the chief 500 years. I am telling you this. Hey, yes. 500 years.
Oh, yeah, my
based on what evidence?
More evidence. I made people here say, yet a man 2016, year free and this year free by $1 I say 382 pesos. 2024, I'm free by $1 qua could do 17 cities. Yet a mema, Yabetana Ghana, not a at Timokuna, Medu be a 77, nay 101. It be a 100. So in the format in I say, we did no pa, a union no need to be. What I say, yet your mamma 77, Galam said the young was to be, yet your mamma, and no mumba yet. Yet your mamma 777 education in the history of Ghana, 2 years. I'm your teacher, and I'm child democracy. If you are 2 years in any textbooks, take it from me. What I say, and the members of Mekani in an say, Ghana for so as one sir. Name Mono, a moment, but say me 2 MPP. Say a person productive opposition now. Omon suspend the way kakra. No more cough. No more CC party no. Omni Ghana for Gasa. No more Ghana for Acho.
Okay.
What I say, because you were a between can be. Also was also chair no say over in the educational sector. They born more modern. But economy. Yeah, but time baby say, oh, what a solid team, a management team, economic team. Yeah, can't bluff, but now a form no any.
Okay.
In this year, baby, you're doing nice.
It was MPP for whoever they bring. I'm the only one boom against the same get to me.
Debbie.
Against Julius Debrasway.
Debbie. I am
let me be Bawumia.
Fortunately, 1.7 million votes. If you're TNA, when yet Zebia, you try no more, and you're so working. And the right on the Makacho said, the 4 years here, John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency one. And so the year Juma, because Makacho said 42 years, they are told you so. I'm a master 4 years account, 46 years, MPP my power. I'm telling you this. Until say, I'm the need for. What I hear, Mamma San was a movie.
Very well.
Because the current crop of leadership, they're no more yet. May about with some sort of fair. Me kind of crash or feed the case with so. Almost on the fair, send me the animal. Honorable Agyapong be winning. Trust me. But I'm not fair. Because I say, as an other forms, by your nomination, now 4 million Ghana cedis. 40 billion. Now, 77 over some Ghana. Because of one here. What they say, and also, what is this Sika or politics? They say you free. Sikana politics, I'm telling you, I yes, I think you're
what can you be gone at the next guy of politics since 92?
No, say, I make a say, you're political equalization. But right now, going forward, if you see, we are fantastic journalists, and Besame, you say, you're quite you know. Yes, Sikano, influence.
Okay, very well.
Because, and yes, right now, Dr. Dutu, why minister? The sector or a fantastic. They be a sebio, Sikana on yes, can be Bolusu. Every time they get to a woman.
But that's why I'm for baby. I then ask a more entity from Canadian Japan. Is it that more kind of reality on the ground? And I said, one moon himself, Canadian Japan, ba more betting me beating. And I want Canadian Japan connection be one. I'm going to
if you have a magazine job, Yano Cranka, dear Pepaya, Dr. Bawumia.
Okay.
Yana because on the Sabi, any day be a babon, and my toilet is surprise Sabio, Manus Brown, Babon, because Sabi, you bet to me the 10 cents and wide SEO. Obia and then all shifty blame. Obia, honorable vice president, I feel or say, and another rank will go for the year on the one be. Obia or catch the Ghana say, Sabi, Oba Ghana, Akrabia, Benya bank accounts in the first 180 days, our heifer. Obi Ojina Ghana simply so can say almost a 2 Abamana, 1 district, 1 down, one factory, 1 business, and they were heifer. Obi Ojina simply so catch the Ghana for say a 2 Abama MPP for they are going to arrest the city and give the keys to the IGP. And they will see say. Okay. And the everybody a percent and Bawumia His Excellency in Kaoba. But over here see the Ghana for air Kasano. Now here see the reality next year. Honorable Agyapong, Sabi, fantastic. Why you do
okay.
And now, why you grassroots man? I am telling you this. What is why grassroots man? But the American say, "Abanom to the French." Entino, Anya do Berini. Okay. But then say, "Mahuna report to be said going forward. No to the baby after class of politics."
Okay.
The Oka. but the American in say you strong opposition. And to say you bet to make 2 MPP for. Now some go bet here, only emotions and don't change. Not the any NDC for Canamunti say, Omni Asio for Ngokasa. Omni Asio for Ghana for because I did back one another way. I'm not a prophet. My maker send me a mammy and Chirofia. Nyame catch them and say Ghana for to me and MPP to my economy. I said, His Excellency Nanado, a pagan for Nacho. Let me say,
when you stop when about me, pay what do you want again?
When you're political apache.
Okay.
Very
well. Now move free power, no move free power 2016 move a patch.
That be
part of on confirm it too, you know. Anyone when you move a patch.
Yes, answer me in a throw.
It's in a patch for free SHS and
oh, that be free SHS was a fantastic policy.
The other on the patch. I bet the policy they are perfect, Anna.
But if you're sharing that MPP in Yakonobi. Someone watch what in Yakonobi.
Okay,
because you're already Ghana.
I think it's a robot to Canada or use to listen for Choma. Time to come say, found the best and the best.
I almost an argument. Uncle Charles, my boy, about Dr. Agyapong. Or see, at the end of fair, not a fair frank on Canada, Japan, but Momo Cramco joining Canada, Japan, class so mobile and busy for no. Julius Zebra, how no, saying get on Babomo. How do you take that uniform? Momo as Muni Anima Money or Mona compete very keenly since 1992, a multi-party democracy. How do you take the okay?
Yo, I'm saying, Philip Ayaba, Okasano, Toku, also a teacher ni. A teacher need or no name, Juma Soa, Doctor Yao said Duchum, Ebeye. Teacher need Ohunioma, Dr. Duchum, any policies or the buy. In fact, Mokasa, I'm saying earlier, and the galam say. To the end, some but me person me train a fiane or a tear for in Adrian say galamsey crown policies are Dr. Yao said bichum ewa or dear guaquem nor the bar galamsey ever fix galamsey easily or Ghana has it. In fact, a new education kwana or one nim dear and also no or strategy the back cut pipeline to galamsey. And all galamsey baby air coning and I'm ranty will be I know I started or smikwaku to a now, CBB to say prosperity centers across all the districts in the country. Now, memoir and youth ninya and yumaya, in fact, and ubet me abwa. And I simplify license and name normal policies be a dear guhona. But the mini cannot see a cat Kennedy Agyapong and Dr. Yao said, Ebuma. Meaning say home and a Kennedy for home say or mummy Rebecca boom, but the all can in fact menene nyadwene. Dr. Yao said Richmond kwa ho deno yeka asiedun ketia honorable ne yeka atoforsen ene Julius Debra nyina akra boma omuntimi Dr. Duchum esa se Ghana for hu nioma waye ene nioma obetimi aye midika kan yesi asuma obanyansafo yensuma anomontenten papa da adwuma wabeye ne de woni tirima opeso ye no Ghana for ebeto na omubegina tum NDC de in fact me amehwe NDC in fact 24-hour economy and in Yoma be bro mukaino eya trodie and omudi Ghana for. In fact, the only thing at NDC ebetimi akase omaye within 9 months na a dollar ya no kra no matimi necessary the growth of the dollar no compared to the growth that were MPP time no so more time in fact dollar no baby corner serious because you see I started a galopo kakra aside that no dear babium and NDC betimi akase omaye and utini minim say 2028 the NDC bedi nkugo kwan bia so mbelusu Ghana fo nyina bompa ise MPP beka omo abom na aye akono very united na party na aye akono amo bibia timi abejoine na omo contest ni nyina de obetimi de sa unism na ba afia Dr. Yao Osei Duchum. See this comment ya a buyer was taking a position. Say a be or no dear on sticky apology. What to say a campaign obi edidi any camp bi atem what to say any of our communicators na me mobile officer your offices bebre East Legon uko Kumasi uko Kaswa uko Central Western all over we have offices there and I go there communicators say oh nyina me ne omuhia obi ani ho obeka say ti obi a and honorable Kennedy Agyapong ultimate kasentiano when it comes to Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia ultimate kasentiano and I make sure so bia kasenti obia sa comment pe no bi betimi aka say bia doctor ya said twuma kan na amagana for asum and unism e wo party nim bia obia nim said Dr. Edutwum na de beba last week na me wo office and obi frame no senti ade e koso ni nyina who say o boss Dr. ya said Edutwum na betimi de unism aba party nim ana and o cheche me ni omo sisi na apostle na che say Dr. ya said Edutwum na obia e twen no uko Busumpwe uko Central region uko Ashanti region uko Volta all the regions obia e kase Dr. Yaw said Edutwum and ne ho akono a obetimi di unism upper MPP mo ama ya wini enti e de ya ni obia ni nkika we na uko Dr. Bawumia camp uko Brian Agyapong uko Honorable Kennedy uko Miami Nua Kwabena Agyapong campa obia beka cho said Dr. Yaw said Edutwum campaign o ma run no is the most decent campaigner Ghana has ever witnessed, and the night after democratic rule, no, and no, and I the best campaign. Obi any how bit me attack you be. Now me communicator be a oko attack you be a me throw then we'll put you on suspension and I won't cassette you. Debbie, because a party bako. I didn't know cassette you be because we are going against the tenets and the principles and the values of MPP. And only yenesa, it hadn't see a cassette and it no social mass see any the and one corner or this unity a pepper party name no be any said Dr. Yaw said Edutwum. They drew on so and advice obeying it dear ye bedroom who you perceive viansa and ya join to me to and Kennedy and Moya Diums na ya who Kennedy so and who say on the never but Dr. Edutwum and the baby needed first general.
I see. Well, Uncle Charles, more say because what he's saying is that no, even what they can impose Bampa, they will win against you people because you don't have money policy. Yeah.
Tukwa.
Toku no okay. All the endings if now are ready for you. But no matter who you bring, you will not win.
Wake masembi ya cho GC na simultaneous equation. Na minyanku bi ocho bi ada. We are na cumulative frequency flag no copy bi to we okay see graph in the trace. On the orchestra not there. Or better than 42 years. 42 years, the calculator 4-year term, no 10 and a half terms. Into one equation when wrong. But that's into one who saw the equation wrong. Oh, graph in wrong was 90. Thank you. Into some more can into Dubia do. But that's
but checking the Japan persona and the record that he has set from time about parliament now they like politics in general. Now offense is said Dunketia, Anna Julius Debra, Anna our friend then Harun Drusu. Would he survive?
It's you see now political dispensation, it's not a political party anymore. I keep saying that because MPP no NDC no Ghana for ewa NDC be wa ben west. The dollar doctor artificial into a start or gallop.
Yeah.
Galamsey.
World Bank I want a government on it.
Thank you. Galamsey. In terms of the mama, I am your man. As I said, the Doja legacy in your states, man, or Ghana. Galamsey, some okay on a major document in abroad. A reader, and some are okay in our gold board and some may read amo. Excavator track in Makamo. All I'm saying is that that means something artificial. A bone day, politics and project set to make us say. Emmy. For the past 6 months, 7 months, Minkashi about governance. Because when they come in, you have to allow them to perform. The 24-hour economy, there was in a big push. They need otherwise you're near shame. It's a way you're not so Ghana will benefit from it. Hence, you have bias able to my idea. Into other national can I mean, me feel that job can and the national can match our lamentations. He still lamented about the things that MPP did. And what told about 4 years there was a in the September, 9 months. A good lament. And so what to abanumo? What have you done so far? Bojata, never about MPP. So maybe okay, I'm dying, maybe Obama does it. Kennedy will win or a grassroots person the day. Oh no, behind I tried. Now, to them, it is not the political party,
but it's the personality of the person.
Personality.
Okay.
Here, no be change. No, I'm a political party. Why then? No, I am
okay.
Because leadership no bar or be change because your party from national region they to them to cocaine agree with him on that one too. There's Casamna Dawson. Inti Obifi Abrichu or Bande, no dollars kakra, maybe a Kaji Bankru, no, but no, we win the primaries, no, so a member of parliament. And then gradually need deeply to equality in parliament. So Abandama honors or satisfy grassroots but internationally, I didn't get John Onke Bibi on from Bremana, Oka no Abe and Abadi, Bibi Katkati because Nalan on te Azuna Oeden, Oya Nasi. And so the means of Minya, I am 1 year. Next year, international stage now, where we compete with other nations for our country to be wherever now. On no Ozinia, on in America, the Sicilian personality here Kennedy. On to Academy if you Ashanti region, another if the missing or a character votes. Character votes in the sense that we were new as in Obi say, Kennedy say, now come you, Kennedy new as in Obi, what shall vote them or but they were not your personality over Elder Rollins, Jerry.
It was more of his personality too, yeah.
Exactly. As I said, Kwame Nkrumah was more about his personality. But Lim Kuan Yew, personality. Anamobwa, Chairman Mao, personality. Winston Churchill, personality. And these people, at every point, they come and recalibrate the political system. No, so they take over. Into MMS in the year, can you there? Yaboko, Obiara could be qualified. But qualified doesn't mean that you can cross the line.
Okay.
Across the line, I said, look at Yaba Kaneze, Julius Debra Kaneze, Obiaba Kaneze, which is good. But that's we hear stronger political opposition.
Also, unifier.
But on that dynamics in. And me, when I'm talking politics on radio and TV, I'm in common strategy. Now, when you hear, I had India, President Mahama, or Krokono Aban, or Sana could be Manamoba. And every time we're back, there was a new for was in Anamoba.
For the reanimator.
That be so where you leader for Anamoba. Constitutional ban while about President Mahama from going
yes,
another term.
Yes.
They're going to bring a new person. That new person as opposed to MPP. So what paying that to them big push wire that I'm saying will solve BBI wire. Those are the things that will mark them on. But I tell people the CC happen. Motuma away the free mom on free rider case next year.
Okay.
But when they do well, we also delve deeper as a political party, with Kennedy leading us to bring the best to the country.
The question I Kennedy band they'll find S. Yeah, to find the S. Can Ken himself find the S?
I saw you.
S no
you know, say us today, say President Mahama. 1 million votes no. Okay, take here 8 years. Na 1.7 million votes no. It means find it so maybe 16 years and I'm
8 years old.
That be President Mahama no 1 million no. Only 8 years will fear. Formula nini. Na yakra 9 years what bring 1.7 million.
Okay.
Into to the nearest thing. Not to the idea can take 16 years. Mo potata sa. X areas in Abadi no X no on the marble body industrialization, pragmatic leadership. That those attributes, the qualities of a leader that people are looking for. And Ghana, that chance,
okay.
And you see, if he's saying that, that means or not here, a community, sir. Obi man, 11 o'clock, no man, Wabijuma. What one also I'm a break. Break rock or kids for Fuba, Uncle Bium, or say China. Abrochi, Juma, 8 o'clock, late, bear 1 minute, 2 minutes, what to 15 minutes, whisker the Anamoba. Late 15 minutes and above, what to half an hour. Into some clocking system, no by ministry.
Okay.
10 o'clock.
All that them strategy now is in the S now what the banner. So it means that he has already figured out the S.
now aba nipa obi already set question on you answer that.
Okay. That's true. That's true. That's
true.
Okay.
Hey, yeah, set question. Yeah, answers no.
Okay. Dr. Jabo, I see S ni mu ho e wo Kennedy Japan ho. And I'm waiting to find the S chrono. But they have already figured out how to find the S.
That be nice the formula baba.
S ni there, and notice all share your brand na. You say a duchum factor, and X is the factor. And it's in Lipo bet me anya X na bani a duchum.
Oh, okay. The duchum factor equals X.
Yes, a duchum factor, and it stands for a lot. You know, to find X, you need a special character, which is a factor. And into the duchum factor, honor X no. You know, be to say I can't pay, and also ewo. Na sad 9 no. Doctor ya said duchum, and a binya sad 9 abesos. Amana bros. Yedi nim say 9 no. Na 9 it can equate to 1.7 million votes. And looking at certain it could equate to a lot of votes. But what I say. And looking at say Ghana politics, the dynamism, no. Oshomwa sisia no and make us say a brebiani leader or moshe. Vim lady, I'm sure say you confirm with me on that the leadership style we need now, no. So we share Dr. Yao said with the transformational acumen and that qualities no one to go and find the X and the 9 extra no will be easier. Pachoatia says, so China no omupe the omupe so munya obi obetimi agi China siwo. So in this equation, I could say China needed X and China wanted extra 9% to get to where they were. They looked for somebody called Sean Zempin. And aside Zempin, no, only leadership qualities, no, and then more China, every group be a Omadri. Because to quite for Japan, Okopi Japan, who say Japan developed so much, and also quite bad soon I'm fire and develop it. I say, look, no, you training teachers. And you're training for just to study mathematics and engineering. And your call back, you know, and Okobwa China more find X in what regards? And Obama China a trainee students, no one start or trainee teachers or starting from curriculum, no, or some curriculum because those days not China curriculum, no, they see Japan for class say the earthly evils and to know anything historically, now they don't want to talk about Japan here. You know. Some curriculum, no, ultimately be shame maths and other stuff, any engineering. The same method or concept, and a doctor ya said at the airport. It is hard leadership style. It is China, no. The man has it. Who share the way of CA school, say, well, I abrocheni the Wapaye or ha, any more gusuna. Nothing can attest to say. Nothing can detect, say, Dr. Yao said, which you may know, me, I find it excellent. You can reject that aspect, you know. And you know, no me I find it excellent. Maybe based on what I know and being with him and the qualities he has, you know, he is the only person he can find the X and the extra 1.7 million. Guess what? They are all floating voters. And let's talk about how floating voters can be moved to a certain camp or a certain party. You have to be one. You have to be very disciplined. Two, your integrity values has to be high, and also you should be somebody seen as being 21st century leader. And you can't go beyond Dr. Yao said when it comes to 21st century. The man is very innovative.
No, you that's the conclusion. You said you have the that's the best conclusion. That is the highlight. I think
no,
that's the
best formula not that okay, no.
And then what the formula
answer here. Azamiki, Kennedy one. On the the first way theories, Ricardo, David Adam Smith did. Kennedy, no formula or the basis. On the what year? We are said Dr. Duchumbe on the mature there. Sisiano, Obodu baby Kennedy be the president. Rather than Crawford using Kennedy as a theory.
Okay, it's the fact that Kennedy developed that equation. It shows what he can bring to the table. Okay.
I start time.
Okay, Martha, my mom and Uncle Charles Missy. Okay, the S is with Ken. Dr. Mitchell, they are not just finding the S, because they have the S. But they will also bring the nine
basis of
no, Dr. Duchum, then they also one they have the S, but they are also bringing the 9 and they are also bringing the 1.7 into where develop one strategy, you know, further.
The man or two.
And another when they say what I said, almost find it S into to bono find it S. Why?
Oh, it's the fear. Mama got some trouble.
I am a call from what Casa we are called us time, Momunkasa. Yeah, next time. But we will continue to talk about Western region because I mean Western region that Makoma super.
Yeah.
Apart from gold, now we have already deprived Western region of the oil money. Oil, no. I was one of the people, I remember 2010.
Yes.
Advocating for 10% of the oil resources to go to Western region specific.
Yes.
No gold, now Sabi JVC gold refinery and we are doing it in Accra. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. We must all make noise there. Either it goes to Western region, Eastern region, or Ashan. It must go back to the people.
It's the fear.
Cocoa clinic or Accra, gold house or Accra. It doesn't make sense. It must go to the regions.
Sister, when they come to Western region, I think they mean Benny Charles also. I think they said that we fast our time, you know.
Yeah, better.
Because I never come from Western region say, you pet like your name kabum. I am telling you this.
But we must force them kabum on that info. We must force in kabum, no. We must force it because
I think it's Western
region, ain't it? Mean some election, you must ain't it, but dear Masanke. It's not good.
I think it's another form of resource curse. It's a issue.
Yeah. We will do that
it's
on
another
day.
dimension of resource curse.
Yes. See, my mentor when now I say, Ankitas na Nana Tokuna, Nakuponsha, I say, and I'm joining discussion. And my Ankitas, thank you so much for joining us on this Galamsey issue. Crocs, Nana say, my mama, good evening. So, comment be on this.
Yeah, Sister Pia, thank you so much.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. I've been trying to get on your platform forever. I hope say the politicians know Omuti. So the issue on Galamsey, it's a lack of leadership across board, straight up. Looking at it from every side of the divide, we don't have leadership in Ghana. Basically, we don't have leadership. With my little study on leadership, I realized that is the problem we're facing in Ghana and basically in Africa as a whole. Indeed, it's lack of leadership. If any leadership decides to solve the problem, you don't need 1 year, you don't need 10 years, you don't need 2 years. You can solve the problem. The Biameka say,
8 years in Kabai today, BB actually said that I'm saying no deal with it.
Way more. I mean, even with this 8 months or 9 months now, or more, they could, if the government, if we have leadership, the government will be able to do something. We may not see the immediate effect, but we will see the pragmatic programs and projects in place. It's working to alleviate the problem.
Okay.
Leadership, it's Obika said leadership is the cause, and every other thing is an effect. So leadership is paramount in setting the tone. So I say discipline is animal. If you study humanity, societies, discipline and structure does not come from the people. It comes from leadership. Leadership sets the structure and enforces the structure. And also it's leadership. Straight up, whether NDC or NPP. For pointing out, say there is corruption here. And because of that, you could not be successful in fighting Galamsey. I mean, to me, it does not make sense.
Okay.
You know, and the whole issue is lack of leadership. And especially the Canadian camp, especially they like to do politics of dishonesty, which sometimes looking at all the people,
Dishonesty is saying.
Because some of the things they say, especially about Bawumia, they know it's not true.
Oh, okay.
Telling the people say Bawumia is a liar. I mean, we all know. If we are going to list lies, all the politicians. I mean, all the politicians in Ghana.
Officially, minti sene can't focus about me a liar. I think I'm say I'm sorry, Ophelia, and but minti say liar.
I've heard it from a couple of people from his camp, talking about the fact that he's a liar, and he said he was going to do this, he couldn't do that, and they know the truth. They know why he couldn't do it. They know. What you call it? Dr. Bawumia was not in charge of anything during the time of the 8 years.
Anything, cry was not in charge. Yeah. You know
they claim that he's the head of the economic team, which was not true. We all know. I am not part of government. I am sitting from afar.
Economic management team. There's no being say he was chairman of the management team.
Most of the decisions they took without him.
Okay.
It was just a name, a title.
Nobody came to tell us when he was in government. They took the decisions without him.
Because he's part of the government. It's like you're watching your dirty linen in public.
Okay.
I mean, and they know. That is why I believe that they are doing politics of dishonesty. And the final thing I want to say, the fact to say, Dr. Ditchum, one of the favorite people, some of us who are looking for honesty and leadership in politics in Ghana are looking at. And on people that clean slate. I know, say the issue now, when the key statement to say, Pachoa or no one come. I'm pretty sure, say they went back and realized, say, Ogufui, that they are trying to find a nice way of dressing the whole thing up. Because as leadership, you take a collective responsibility. Even saying you take collective responsibility. And then they've actually devised a good strategy to explain to people, say, yes, we're proud of the apology, but we want to say education. And if anybody would be able to fix the issue of Ghana and put us on the track to development, education should be paramount.
Okay, very well. Well, and
Dr. Duchum, I'm looking at him. Say, I don't trust any of the politicians, so I can't say that he has my trust. But I'm looking at him. He's caught my interest, and I believe that if all goes well, and he takes on the mantle, I'm hoping that he would not derail from all the things he says he's going to do. But one of the things I want to plead with you for us to talk about leadership. And we'll realize
we've been talking about leadership for a while, but I can bring the topic back so that we can talk about it.
Yes, please, because most of these people don't fit into the criteria.
Okay, I'll bring it back. I think I'll see the next 2 weeks. A bit fast our topic now. We can discuss it again. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, next 2 weeks. So, trust I should say, yes, sir. Yeah, good evening.
Stevia. Good evening. But I want to say.
In Mr. Bandam Pacho so light and so person casa because where you my sumwa and I sit up my camera.
And you made it best abo abaso because you may there. Nipa kakra bi lebet me I mean ebet me understand that mfama ya boy only tough skin na never be on ma untimi I mean it's good to be having good people like you still around because you've been in the terrain for over 20 years and they all can be anonymous. I am for back comment section no more church me say na mo sister we or started yes and to my no I wouldn't say they are now be him lady on I wouldn't Stefia. I mean fast forward, let's look up the issue of this Galamsey menace. It's been a while now but I am a band or try the possible best to say or be regulate amanya sanity enkofa oyeni bia anya den enfamba that notwithstanding no they say timamfo no Stefia over the past 4-5 years say odo ani ato for me pa the level of thinking of Ghanaians no asesam omon stories be mo because politicians they've kept doing it over the period of time. It is obi abehu omo antis na water is omo de dey omo deba in the Galamsey issue in my candid opinion I think say a collective effort jai blame games way by obey say and this for say it's barely 9 months and omo exhausted all the protocols and all the powers of making media stop you anyway. We shouldn't be calling for a state of emergency as at this time. But me tell me me nipa bi wo no ma asema be kan ne no o kasa no hwedie because ochine bi no e betima ko fasa asem na side e de aba
okay
timi na ka chem say obi ono na nipa kasa hwe kasa efi wo no ba na sa kasa ne betimi asa akofa e de aba be dina wani more opposition na more to me no more condemning abaya na our power because most of my feeling and me wasn't go for be come on what that was asking me say but na politics there obi to me control I'm president mama kwa kan say politics in the you can talk akra na aka dokra kakra you know the you do musi yeah in the first word no o share resource na we Ghana no and ejuma so ni Ghana what I say and a manko for the youth especially among etu oguso a even though financiers no honoma omo discussion mo there but omo no untimi nko hu say nipa we na behind you the offer countries which say Nigeria, Sierra Leone, Venezuela, Angola, the Democratic Republic of Congo omo nyina no omo natural resources go senka all these countries go senka develop but didn't na untimi develop then we factors affect leading to resource scarce be a corruption Dutch disease O2 that disease no O2 a good in the raw state now then you export it
I don't wrap it up my time no
I'm wrap up enti no ye nyina no yanka yom baby a bedru no ya tra ye blame each other no yanka yom Stefia a collective effort na ye nyina ye hu kwan papa so a am be save Ghana because I think that the recent happenings in there enya de ye nika kra medasi
back to mama na wase bebre ana kwa me back good evening
Sylvia medasi me chia busuafo nyina enema nwrema nke be me ya pa de ma me ba ye ne ye brother na oda so a wo so da ye no ne ni so nyante no NDC ni no hwe MPP ye kan bi eka se MP nanado wini 2016 eka se NDC beba bi ma this 2080 mu ho ena no obeba na ye nimse 40 years ba me problem a me wo MPP mu ne se ye enkabo mu hwe MPP fo so asemu a omu gemu no dene ti se ye papa bi kasa ewo radio so wa America da bi o Canada Japan kese on de wa ye na adwen se Canada Japan no enye Canada Japan a eni papa bi ni MPP mo eno ni me problem ba senka wo hwemu a NDC ba nanka niema wo mo se wo mo beye no o ma faili totally o ma faili one district one factor and MPP for ye almost the 24-hour economy eba up to now yenhunu ba bi ekosi ene teachers ayi examination a wo mo twra o ka so obetwam ene na teachers na start a o mo kasa no so but problem Ghana for ye wo ene say obi timi de na adwene ebe dada ye ne atie no because ne anim say yewura Don Mahama enye no kore no wo ka no ontimi mu o man no woni ideas bi e di bu o man no because ba bia na na do de o man ni koduru ye no say ye nya obi ti se Bawumia toa so a enka Ghana nke ye duru heaven enka ye duru anigye krom nanso Ghana for entie say hwe cities no no UK me stop ya na me send sika e de ko Ghana enso na no duru 1795 na bi mu kra ye 18 and a master tia Messiah me project a tiba for message if we say a ya nada a ya zan and one more day yesterday no because dollars in a tiba from a near my dear yente so enti NDC for ma woman so da ye say Ghana for ye adwini mu mere to the sense say dear woman ye no mumuni some people timide 1 million BT or more and now the 1.5 for a BT in TDA. And Ghana for new obium. Yet ye omu yeni year, ye bebo ma baso. Oma yeni year, Ghana for omu bachelor home. Yeah, first.
Nana, I also know so comment out there, Brabanda, good evening. So when him na you wuni bagro.
But so who many?
Meaning so I know who I beboa. Oh, Brad Michael, they don't say, I better, yes.
Okay, but I'm good evening. But I want to say,
but you're here.
Okay. Really, I'm say, Osha, Obia, other platforms being you may be Obia by everybody's doing politics. Now, minimum say politics, any idea, I had the bonnet in your politics, but any no qua and a teacher of mine. See, I'm no say, no Germany or Cologne, I'm no Casano. I'm so beka my about platform so down buy and be politics ni bia that time na me kasama Bawumia. But it's not say me junso. I didn't say to about view Ghana after election or not the next campaign for the next 4 years election has started. It means that yeah or mine to say politics in Kwana the most important thing. Me ye juma our health sector. Ade ba kwa mahuni say
but you can't pay your voice, mamma. Cababwami.
but what's Minka?
But voice will look cry.
Sisi auti.
Mete.
Okay. And I remember base kakra. Na me kase ye to about Ghana. Ye to about we ye declare will be our winner. No. Sada na sha senior prepare towards the next 4 elections. Inti edo mano I am manesem. Bibia ukona ko bo wakra na pe manesem party bi che dia show. Na so be kaya about platform so some time ago na me campaign samen dindin de Bawumia but me start transfer me Johnson no e na me metima ye e abo Ghana as a citizen because yenina ye responsibility towards omani puntu na de ba ko a ahye no so ne say ye a lot of yare chronic disease bit say asiche yare bit say pressure any de keke kan e ku nkrofo because of the low level of publicity and education or Ghana no people be real they don't know say be a yare crash and ebia nsakaya bi ba ne body mu kura na or find say normal or swat and say be a let's say typical symptoms like asiche yare unum so and say ujun so no be about no it's not usual.
2 point na so 2 parties the angel politics they can ana.
I'm not saying say angel politics totally. I mean say politics
politics so they can health issues.
Until me say no anka ade ba kwa anka person dey two onim say I will be ready and prepared.
Program where they political program program outline or the mommy politics. But sometimes some health issues here, even health issues here, political issue. Because the politicians they determine the policy. No more your parliament approve budget.
Yes.
But also the timing. time of near money is no almost primary, so we can't afford but to talk about this. After that, then we can table health near there.
Anka me
patcho I'm saying they are promoting so can
but in this point now, no ya anka sisia na advance anka ye program yes agent so menka se bia de can is not necessary. No, that's not what I'm saying. Say bia some ye bia wo ye program bia in between and I say you should be some 10 minutes in program. It should not be any 30 minutes because bia people have
different. This is my boss. But me patcho over that's why media say program can help. In Lady View, I have friend Abigail Ashley on the health apomodem kwan because or kidney survivor. Okay. Him some monitor on the everyday. And I morning show so they be I can't pomodem wasem. Intinya program back.
Then let us continue that.
Una be a share the other programs by a pa. Your program and morning show be a segment.
So sister Fia umodu wait intino so say no
your farm eduma no say your politics because I want to hear me area my reporting about politics over 20 years so
minim say oba takwade a umbitwa umbawo national health say me takwade I know all this but what I'm saying is
my boss but you will be answer na ho de me area ni why
mate
me catch my boss. But I will share with you the other programs so I can help us. So why?
Okay, Mati.
That's you. Brad Rich, good evening.
Evening, Stefia. MPP party woman. Obia Bawumia von Kwan, Omon say, or money in leadership. What is more ridiculous? Any me brabunzu, or because or Babijina Swa. That's what to I am Piao, Emma Kennedy was where they you. Our person say, came from Kwana, Bibiano, ye complaining. Now, Ubisbekasa will do America on the Bibiano or saying a canna. Or me supporting someone can yam someone Tiana. Almost to me, you know, I can say, we can dear, we in this me, Yana converted that or added out Grumara. Saying you to for before the Edessa. Just say, Nyachumutino, I did can't do it, can't uta can't GBR, the radio brother so in this uncapating movie. Okabom young Kwana, we in some want to mimic again or Mate. In some came in some was Mate.
Okay.
In some of my point, I can Mate. Other than before Nyachumsa, I need to be able to be leadership. The boy Marco College will be, I'm going to book, it will leadership. Leadership no focus, you never be. Enti ya omo ba no mo kasa omo kan de ba o me betumi aye
okay
na nso yan kan de kan betumi aye ya mo kwa mo intimidate obi ase omo na be kire de yanka enti obi ani lemu ya ayi omo na be kire bibia omo ba o mi aye na ko wa faili and de ono bonsu say aye na ba o mi anye in charge o in charge na one resign and then so yasi bibia aye wona ye edu economy de no onye in charge o ka ze nkwada oguru ma ho obi anya nkwada o nti omunya de omunya ye no obi antwe mo bia ye nka no kore no wa feli nye fo ba fi from ra ye nfa no mra esro mo no omunya bibi ndo bia ye ne beto one abano one that's
that bridge mama na say Bra Michael good evening Bra Michael wa broche aduma wa bre come on listen so wa bre wa da broche nye easy o small ho abroche nye easy ebisa for me efesi ami na mo nyina mo tete mo join here but Wednesday if I'm more time.
When is someone woman eka edefa yura Kennedy a complex with Japan and Dr. Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. No more chesa ba ko epe kasa papa. Kasa tenten so ya na entop onko. Nya kasa obe kasa e na be ma nipa no wo be po asem obe pe. Kire wonnuma obeye. Ya se nnuma no wo ho e wo se wo kire na kasa no adoso. Kennedy a complex with Japan. Omo chesa we e na ama Kennedy a complex with Japan. Etimi ateki the lead. Aha Solid TV.
Thank you.